Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. We are here live today talking about the enhanced risk severe weather threat across Kansas today. As you can see near Alma, we have already had a potential tornado come through there near the town of Alma, in near Topeka, Kansas, and Kansas City. Excuse me. If you please share the stream to people who need it. Share the stream to anybody who will need this for useful information, and we're going to get right into it here. Again, this is our only tornado warned storm in Kansas. Again, it's near Alma, moving to the north and east, and then there's another tornado warning up here, radar indicated for Rossville. A broad rotation near Rossville, and that's going to move to the north and east towards Delia and Grove in Kansas. As we are watching this severe weather event unfold right in front of us here. Really quickly, though, before we start deep diving, we have a Twitter page. It's called Deep South Storm Chasers. Please give that a follow. That would mean the world to me. It would mean a lot. As you can see, if I scroll back far enough, you could see from Stephen Jones the tornado near Alta Vista, Kansas, and that was about 40 minutes ago. As you can see right there, the funnel cloud, and that storm is moving near and over Alma. Really quickly, I'm just trying to find the tornado watch. You can see right there. Very quickly, a couple tornadoes possible. Tennis ball size hail likely, gust up to 70 miles an hour. That goes from Junction City, Kansas, all the way into Moberly in Missouri. Excuse me. All right. I know Deep South.
No, that's our.
I know, but when you look it up. Sorry, I have my girlfriend here with me. She's going to be helping me out on the back end of this. But again, watching two tornado warnings, and if we look, I mean, the presentation on radar is impeccable. I mean, especially this one down here near Alma. I'm going to get my drawing utensil. You could see the base of the storm here, and the little tail right here. And that's where the tornado might be. In Rossville, you might be getting another punch from this storm, and Silver Lake. So you need to be taking shelter immediately and take this seriously, as the storm has produced a tornado before. I'm again trying to watch here near Rossville, as we have some strong rotation. I'm pretty sure there's no tornadoes on the ground yet, or no tornadoes on the ground at the moment. Yeah, there's not, so, which is good news. Velocity, there we go. And my eyes and my allergies are kicking in again today. So I'm sorry if I wipe my eyes or have my face in front of my eyes constantly. It's just a way to help me, calm my eyes down and try to give you guys the best coverage I can. But the storm has moved out of Alma. Next up is going to be Newberry and Vera in Kansas. It's going through McFarland, Paxio. You're up next. And then upstream, this tornado warning has been upgraded to an observed. So we have an observed tornado on the ground north of Rossville. As you can see, that's where our tornado is going to be. And it's going to move to the north and east. It's going to go above Grove. It's going to go in between Grove and Dela in Kansas. It looks like not big city names here, but this is eventually going to go to Northwest 86th Street in Kansas, and then after that, it's going to go towards. I'm trying to find road names here. It's going to go towards Northwest and 94th Street, and I don't think this road has a name, or it's not showing up for me. But it's going to go into an area with not a city name. But again, that's where the tornado is. It's going to move in this general direction. So if you live anywhere in this tornado warning, please take shelter. We have an observed tornado on the ground right now that is causing damage, more than likely, to these areas. As you can see, that's the debris ball right there. It's going to move in that general direction. So if you live anywhere in between Grove and Dela, you need to be taking shelter immediately. And then upstream, maybe Maida and Emmett and St. Clary, you guys need to be taking shelter. Holton, Circleville, you guys need to be getting ready down the line. Rock Creek, Valley Hills, Hoyt as well, Denson, Rock Creek, you guys need to be thinking about this storm as it's moving in your direction. Again, this is north of Rossville. It looks like it's going to go just to the north of Grove in Kansas, so we'll have to keep that in mind as well. But again, right now it is over. I don't know if I can get a street name. It's over Northwest Carlson Road, and then it's going to move towards Northwest 78th Street and Northwest Carter Road in Kansas, and then eventually up towards Northwest 86th Street as well. So if you know anybody that lives in that area, you need to tell them to take shelter now, as we have an observed tornado on the ground. A weather spotter's confirmed a tornado, so it is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. We're going to quickly check Twitter and see if there's any pictures of that that we know of or that we could see. Let me go to my not my profile. Go to here. Just trying to see. No, I don't see any pictures coming in of that tornado. But if we do, Alexis will send them to me on Twitter, and I'll be able to relay that information to you guys. But you could see, you could see the inflow here, and I'm drawing a heart. You see the inflow here and the outflow here, and you can see it spinning right in here, and it could be a pretty monstrous tornado. And it's going to move up to the north and to the east. So again, Maida, Hoyt, Rock Creek, and Valley Hills need to be taking shelter in Kansas. Again, so weather spotters reported a tornado on the ground north of Rossville. Velocity makes us believe that there is definitely a tornado on the ground, more than definitely here, based off the velocity signature. And you can see the blues right here, indicating if there's a tornado on the ground. So we have 15 severe thunderstorm warnings, so just keep that in mind. If you live in a severe thunder warning storm, please just be taking shelter as well. But this is now right over Northwest 78th Street. This is right over this area. And again, I'm going to draw it out for you guys, and I'm going to get a bigger font here to try and draw it better. So this is the tornado. It's going to move in this general direction, or let me redraw that line. I'm sorry guys, just trying to wipe my eyes here. This is the tornado. It's going to move in this general direction. Eventually, if it stays on the ground long enough, it's going to cross in between Maeda and Hoyt and cross over Highway 75 or Interstate 75. I'm pretty sure that's Highway 75 in Kansas. Just waiting for another update from the radar here. But if they issued a new tornado warning polygon, I think it would be somewhere like that, and it may be even a little northern. I know that's a really bad polygon, but you guys get the point. We got a dangerous tornado on the ground causing damage just to the west of Grove in Kansas. It looks like it's going to go just to the north and just graze the north side of Grove, Kansas on North Street 86 and Northwest Valencia Road. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name.
Hey, go look at the stuff I just reposted.
Okay, we're going to go look at...
I posted 3 things.
And, yeah, that radar... this is going to the north of Grove in Kansas. This tornado is on the ground causing damage. You need to take shelter immediately. This could be a monster tornado that is on the ground. We're going to go look at... here, we're going to go look and see... this is, again, the tornado right here. Oh, that's 44 minutes ago.
Well,
no, you're fine. This is probably for the one that went near Alma.
Yeah.
Alma. Just waiting for it to load. So. Okay. So this is a potential wedge tornado on the ground, as you can see here. A large destructive tornado on the ground causing damage. So please take shelter if you live anywhere in those areas. This is a situation you don't need to play around with. So they did reissue the observed tornado warning that includes Grove. We're going to go right back into it. Just want to give you guys a picture of what this tornado looks like. Again, this is north of, just to the west of Grove, Kansas. It looks like it's going to graze Grove, Kansas to the north and move towards Hoyt. If I'm in Hoyt, just because of I'm not kidding, I would go south. I would go towards Elmont or Monken, or I would maybe even Topeka, Kansas. I would go, if I live anywhere in this area here, I would start moving south. And I'm not joking. Book a hotel for the night and take shelter. And just take shelter there for the night, because this is a system you don't want to play around with. And by the time it gets to you guys, it could be dissipated and over with. But if it does that, at least you know that you are being safe rather than being sorry and putting your life in danger. So, again, if you live north of this storm is now over. Let's see if I can. Is Northwest 78th Street in Kansas is what this is on. It's going to cross North 86th Street and eventually head towards Hoyt in Kansas. Again, this is a tornado on the ground. A large, destructive, potential wedge tornado on the ground here that we are watching. I'm just trying to give you guys the best look at it, and there's the debris. Oh, sorry, there's the debris ball right there. That's the tornado that's on the ground. It is ongoing. So please be taking shelter and not messing around with this storm, as this is a very strong, powerful tornado. As you can see, again, how we know it's a tornado, you got the greens, the inflow surging in, the red, and you can see how I just made a circle. And in the middle of that circle is a potential wedge tornado on the ground that is moving towards Hoyt in Kansas and eventually Rock Creek Valley Falls and Maida. I know I said that wrong, I'm sorry. In Kansas. So please be taking shelter. This is going to move to the north of Topeka, Kansas. So Topeka, Kansas, you guys are okay from the storm for the moment. But you got to watch all these storms back here that are going to move towards you guys that could try and spin up. But this is our main concern right now. Our observed tornado warning, the tornado that's on the ground just to the northwest of Grove, Kansas, and is going to go into a pretty rural area all the way to where it gets in, maybe Hoyt or areas just north of Hoyt and cross Highway 75 in Kansas. I mean, that is a strong rotation. I wonder if I mean, yeah, you could see here's the base of the storm here. You have your massive hook, and it's going to move in this general direction. So you need to be taking shelter immediately, and just take shelter. Do not mess around with the storm. This is not a storm like your regular old tiny tornado that's just going to graze by and just do minor damage. This is causing massive, major damage. If you're just tuning in, we have a tornado on the ground causing damage northwest of Grove, Kansas. And if you're wondering how do I know it's a massive tornado, we posted it on our Twitter page. A large, you can see this video here by Noah. That there is a massive wedge tornado on the ground right now, and you can see here's a picture here. It's from sheer convection, but it's not his photo. But we reposted it on our Twitter page, and you could see what that looks like. A massive potential wedge tornado that is trying to be or getting on the ground. Northwest of Grove, Kansas, north of Rossville. I don't think the town of Rossville got hit. I think it formed up after it went through Rossville. Oh, sorry, guys, I'm pretty tired, but I'm here to keep you guys updated. And they issued a new severe thunderstorm warning with a just 60-mile-an-hour winds warned with it. I thought that was another tornado warning. I'm sorry. And you could see, I mean, it's just a massive tornado. I mean, this looks like just a massive wedge tornado on the ground. And this is a scary situation. Everybody just don't panic. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Know where you're going to go. Take shelter. Know where you're going to go. Take shelter there and stay there until you're given the all clear by your local officials or your local National Weather Service. Again, this is going to eventually move towards Hoyt, maybe even areas north of Hoyt and south of Maida in Kansas, and eventually maybe even go towards Valley Falls and Rock Creek in Kansas. So please take shelter and do not mess around with the storm. This storm is massively rotating just to the northwest of Grove and is going to go in that general direction. Again, we do have a tornado warning back here. Just really quickly, I don't see anything too impressive with it, but definitely the one near Grove, northwest of Grove, Kansas, is the one that has our attention. And that's the tornado warning that does have a potential wedge tornado, or has a wedge tornado on the ground, just northwest of Grove, Kansas. I'm gonna quickly take some bites of food really fast. I'm gonna just keep that my be right back screen up while I quickly eat some bites of my food, and we'll get right back into the coverage. All right. Let's get back into it. Just now tuning in, we have an observed wedge tornado on the ground northwest of Grove, Kansas, that is heading towards Hoyt and Rock Creek in Kansas. So please, please, please take shelter if you live in this area here. I mean, it looks like it's just sitting over the same areas for a while, and that's just something scary and something you don't want to see with a powerful storm like this. Again, the tornado. This is Grove, Kansas. It's just to the north, pretty much due north of Grove, Kansas. Still a potential wedge tornado, or a potential wedge, but definitely a tornado on the ground, possibly a wedge tornado on the ground. So we're just gonna quickly refresh here, see if there's anything new that we reposted. No. Okay. Just gonna try and find some things out here, guys. Just trying to give you guys the maximum amount of information. So, okay. Alright. So no new updates yet. But we don't need updates. We have radar right here. And this is a confirmed large and dangerous tornado on the ground. Please, please, please take shelter. If you live anywhere to the north of and if you live to the west of Hoyt, I'm gonna quickly do this. If you live anywhere in this area, you need to be taking shelter whether you're in a warning or not. Regardless, you need to be taking shelter. Earlier, a few moments ago, I said if I'm in Hoyt or Rock Creek, potentially Valley Hills, maybe even, I'm driving south. And this is still got the observe tag. They just updated the polygon. So, still an observed tornado on the ground causing damage. So, like I said, if I'm in Hoyt, I would drive south towards Elmont and just stay in Elmont for the night or until the storm passes, because this is a dangerous storm that you don't want to mess around with and that you need to be taking shelter with immediately. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, just checking some things real quick. Okay. Again, the tornado is near Northwest Hotch Road and Northwest 94th Street in Kansas, and it's going to continue to move in this general direction. Is now it doesn't look as strong, but you could tell that this whole area right here is trying to rotate and doesn't look once impressive as it didn't look as impressive as it once did. I'm so sorry. But northwest of Grove, a potential tornado that is still on the ground. We're going to take a look at reflectivity here. Again, we have to watch all these storms back here. Look here south of Manhattan, Kansas. Got a little dangly bit forming up there. Up here near Marysville in Centrilla, we have a bunch of storms trying to rotate and produce dangly bits as well. So again, this is pretty much almost due north of Topeka. Topeka, Kansas will be okay from this particular supercell. But you can see the hook here. You can see it's trying its best, excuse me, to stay on the ground and still produce massive damage. And we're afraid that that's what it's been doing for the past several minutes here to the north of Grove. Luckily, it looks like it went to the north of Grove, but now more residential areas are getting hit. Not really non cities, pretty much just a bunch of maybe really small towns that don't have a name, or just some small back roads, but still tornado on the ground causing damage to the north of Grove, and it's going to move to potentially to the north of Hoyt, or like it might move like to the north side of Hoyt, like right here is where it might go. But if I'm in Hoyt, I am taking shelter now. You're not currently under a tornado warning, but I'm taking shelter. I'm not messing around with this thing. I'm taking shelter right now. Or if I can't take shelter, I'm moving south. I'm moving towards Elmont and just getting out of the way of the storm until it passes or until the next day, to prevent myself from being in a dangerous situation. Just gonna take a sip of my drink really quickly. See all those bright yellows associated with it are now kind of died off. Sorry, just looking at weather things. All right. So again, this is the latest scan, and there's the latest look right there of the. It looks like it has weakened significantly, which is amazing news to hear um, about this storm system. So you can see right there is where I mean, really, all in here it's trying to rotate. This blob right here is trying to rotate and move just to the north of Hoyt or right through Hoyt in Kansas. This tornado warning back here is going to be allowed to expire. So if you're in this tornado warning in Newberry, Maple Hill, uh, Alma, Vera, McFarland, you guys can, you guys I believe are good. But if I'm in Hoyt, I am taking shelter. Shelter? Oh my goodness. Taking shelter. If I'm in Hoyt, Kansas, or even maybe as far north and east as Valley Hills, I would be paying attention to this storm as well. Not letting your guard down on it. So we're giving you a live look here. Just trying to find anything we can, all the information we can about the storm system, or about this tornadic supercell. You can see it's still on the ground causing damage. So everybody needs to still stay in their shelter and do not come out. It looks like this is going to go to the north of Hoyt, but it looks like the RFD, or the rear flank downdraft, the inflow and the outflow, of the storm is going to move right over Hoyt, Kansas. So if you're not getting tornado damage or a tornado at all, you're probably definitely going to get some wind damage as well. Again, the tornado is more than likely right over Northwest Hotch Road and Northwest 96th Street in Kansas. The time's about to be 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for me. Hopefully, we'll get a radar update in the next couple minutes, and we'll see if this is still if it still looks decent, or if it's weakening, or if it gets stronger. That's something we'll have to wait and see. But Hoyt, Kansas, I will be taking shelter immediately, and they have reissued this tornado warning. I don't know why it's not showing up. So a tornado watch. So the storm which produced the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer capable of producing a tornado. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. However, hail and gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm. So that is why they are keeping that. Latest radar imagery doesn't show anything impressive. So it looks like it has weakened down, but that's your area of rotation right there. And it looks like it's going to move to the north of Hoyt in Kansas. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like there it is, back to radar indicated. Luckily, thank goodness, it looks like it has weakened down significantly, which is amazing news. But areas north of Rossville and northeast of Grove are maybe not be so okay. All right, I have to take a phone call really quickly here. So give me 1 second to just mute my mic. Okay. Hello? I am live streaming. All right. All right. We are back in. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. Um, but the rotation looks like it's significantly weakened, but maybe something over here that could head directly into Hoyt or areas just south of it looks more interesting. But again, the initial rotation that caused it was this circulation right here that kind of went on a path, or that is a wiggly line, my goodness. That went on a path kind of like that. I don't know why my cursor just went berserk, but you get the point I'm trying to make here. So if I'm in Hoyt, Kansas, I'm still taking shelter. I'm not letting my guard down, and I am still taking shelter. And in Hoyt, I would be already in shelter, even though you're not technically under a tornado warning. I would still be taking shelter if I live in Hoyt, Kansas. If I'm in Valley Falls, I think I'm going to stay out of my storm, my safe spot. That tornado warning has just been allowed to expire, so we're down to one tornado warning. Let me just verify that. Yes, we are down to one tornado warning. That produced a potential wedge tornado and is now weakened significantly ever since. It looks strong for a few scans. I wonder if I can show it here very quickly. You could see the. Let me go back to 14 frames. And you could see, it was a strong, strong circulating storm. It might have went through Rossville as a tornado, just to the north of Rossville. So we'll have to wait and see the damage report, but definitely a strong, strong velocity signature, strong storm. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Again, that's weakened significantly here, and the latest scan doesn't show anything special. As you can see, the greens here, the reds right here, still maybe trying to do something, but it looks like the new area of interest might be over here just to the southwest of Hoyt, Kansas. So, oh man. We're going to keep eyes on that. Again, this is a multi-state severe weather outbreak that we are covering today. As you can see, we are watching this storm up here near Hoyt, Kansas. As you can see, this is the base of the storm up here, and then you have the little dangly bit down here that's going to move in this general direction. And then near Newberry, we have a storm trying to rotate. And then back here to the south of Manhattan, Kansas, to the west of Alma, might be looking at another potential supercell that's going to tap in to that environment. We'll have to wait and see what happens over time. But it's not just Kansas, it's Missouri as well that we're watching, as we have some severe thunderstorm warnings in Missouri that we are watching as well. But those don't look. I mean, the one northwest of Kansas City, south. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. To the north of Buckner and south of Alcacester Springs, you can see the here near Missouri City. You can see it trying to to rotate there. You can see that. So we'll keep eyes on that. But again, we're watching our one tornado warned storm that produced a potential wedge tornado, and now has weakened since. I'm gonna leave this on a radar loop. I'm gonna quickly get some more bites of my food in. I'm so sorry to do this, but I'm trying to hurry up and eat my food so we can just be in 24/7 severe weather coverage. I will be right back in a moment. Thank you guys so much again. Please share the stream to anybody who needs it. Like and subscribe for more content. And I will be back in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back at it. Let's pause this. And they issued a new tornado warning that is radar indicated that includes Hoyt and Marietta in Kansas. Please take shelter immediately. If I'm in Hoyt, I should already have been in my shelter. As now, we're watching maybe something right here that might move straight into Hoyt, Kansas. So I need to be taking shelter as just trying to make sure there's no other tornado warnings. No. Okay. Watching southwest of Hoyt might be something south of I-10 road and something trying to form up here near just trying to find the name of this road near 04 road in Kansas. Whoops, I don't know what that was for. Sorry about that. So might be watching a new rotation trying to potentially form a tornado right here that's going to be directly into Hoyt, Kansas. So Hoyt, Kansas, we've been shouting your name for the past 20 minutes at least. So you need to be taking shelter as the storm is getting ready to move over you. At 9:08 p.m. Central Standard Time, as we are watching this multi-state severe weather outbreak try and take place, and latest scan, Hoyt is knocking on your door probably here in the next 30-45 seconds. This is going to become knocking on your door, and you need to be taking shelter. And this is observed. We have another tornado on the ground, and Hoyt, Kansas is right in the middle of it. We're going to try to look at Brandon Kopic's stream. I don't know if I can see anything through his stream or if I'll be able to. No, I don't see nothing. So we have an observed tornado that is getting ready to move straight through Hoyt, Kansas. So if Hoyt, Kansas, this is real now. You have a tornado coming straight for you. You need to be taking shelter immediately. This is a dangerous situation. Just trying to look. Yeah. So again, this is getting ready to move straight through Hoyt, Kansas. And now if I'm in Valley Falls, I'm getting ready to get in my safe place. I'm getting ready to get in my shelter as this storm has reproduced another tornado. It's not as aggressive as the one we were watching. And it looks like, actually, I think the tornado might be down here. It's going to move to the south of Hoyt, potentially. Yeah, I think that's the rotation that is producing the tornado. Who is this? Corey Gherkin. Don't see a tornado there. So, and they've issued they extended the tornado warning, observed that it goes all the way to the north, all the way near Dencion in Kansas, and just a bunch of rural, no town names. So, again, if I live anywhere along this line, I'm getting ready. I'm taking shelter, especially if you're under the observed tornado warning. Down here to the south of Hoyt, it's going to move just to the southern side of town. To the southeastern side of Hoyt is where this tornado is going to move through. If it doesn't shift, we could pray that and hope that it doesn't shift directions. But, one can only hope. So you could see clear as day there and a big storm here. Classic supercellular look. Trying to get the velocity load back up. And there it is. It's fixing to move on the south side of town of Hoyt. Hoyt is moving on the south side of town right now. It's fixing to cross Southeastern Avenue and 110 Road. I forgot the name already. Southeastern Avenue, 110 Road, Southeastern Avenue, 110 Road, southeast of Hoyt is getting ready to get impacted by a tornado on the ground. We're going to look at this. Weather spots were coming from tornado northwest of Hoyt. So, north and west would have been the rotation down here, I think. So, Hoyt, Kansas either got impacted by a tornado or the southern side of town more than likely did. And so we're going to need to be watching that. Just trying to look at some Storm Chaser streams, see if I see the tornado.
It looks like I've got traffic going northbound in the southbound lane.
No, I don't see anything. Sorry, guys, my eyes. I'm trying to stick with it for you. Again, confirmed we have a tornado on the ground. I believe that went just that is going to the south of Hoyt, Kansas. Again, the storm has reproduced another tornado and is on the ground to the south of Hoyt, Kansas. So now if I'm in Valley Hills or Nortonville, Half Mound, I'm getting ready. I'm watching the storm and preparing for shelter. Thank you. Can you get back on social media? Because I need you to see if there's anything we can get from this tornado. So again, Hoyt, Kansas is got, I'm pretty sure, directly impacted by a tornado. Uh, nothing can be confirmed at the moment. We're just waiting and seeing what we can just see based off of radar. Um, and yeah, definitely, Hoyt, Kansas definitely got hit. The debris ball right there, and Hoyt, Kansas has been directly impacted by a tornado, and this tornado is not. It's on the ground still. It's still causing damage. This general
Someone
vicinity.
posted. Hang on.
Just send it to me. That'll be fine. Just retweet it and I'll share it. Just make sure it's try to make sure it's about this the storm near Hoyt, Kansas.
I'm going to send it to you from my personal.
Okay. So again, we have an observed tornado on the ground that just went through Hoyt, Kansas, and yeah, there it is right there. It's moving. It looks like there's another area rotation. That's not the one that went through Hoyt. The one that went through Hoyt is this big broad area here. But again, this tornado is still on the ground, still causing damage. It doesn't. I mean, it matters obviously where the tornado's at. But if I live anywhere northwest of Hoyt, if I live anywhere between Hoyt and Valley Falls, we're gonna look at that tweet in a minute. By the way, if I live anywhere in this area, I'm taking shelter. If I live anywhere in this zone, I am taking shelter immediately, even if I'm not under a tornado warning, because this is because I talked about Hoyt for the past 30 minutes or so, and what do you know? I got hit by a tornado, so you need to be taking shelter and taking this seriously. We're gonna quickly go look at. You said you sent it to my main account.
I sent from my main account to our.
Okay, I got it. Just 1 second, guys. Just trying to refresh here. Show you
Go to
guys a
our
way to
direct
submit it.
messages.
Okay, I see. See here. So large. Oh, that was around an hour and a half ago. This was the storm near Alta Vista, Kansas, around 8 p.m. And you can see just the tornado right there, and just how broad and amazing that is there. That is just insane to look at.
I'm gonna retweet another one.
Really quickly, for anybody who's just joined, tornado on the ground causing damage northwest of Hoyt, Kansas, in Kansas. It's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to say Kansas back to back, but you get the gist of it. Again, this is northwest of Hoyt, and it's moving northwest towards Valley Falls in Kansas. The tornado is moving toward. Oh, I'm so sorry for yawning. It's moving towards the intersection of T Road and 118 Road. T Road and 118 Road. That is the intersection, and it's fixing to cross over and go into northwestern portion of Kansas, northwest of Hoyt. And you can see there on the latest the scan that it's really just this whole broad area right here we're watching, but more significantly right here. So this tornado is still on the ground and causing damage. Just going to get an update from correlation coefficient, hopefully. And yep, there it is. There's the tornado right there, or right into there. And it's going to move north and east in Kansas, so please take shelter immediately. Give me 1 second. All right. I have to go. I have to go here and here in just a minute. I have to go. Mom needs my help with something. So again, I'm not trying to leave you guys on purpose. I promise. If you live anywhere northwest of Hoyt, in between Valley Hills and Hoyt, if you live anywhere in this area here, take shelter immediately. There's a tornado on the ground causing damage, moving towards your location, and you need to take shelter now. Even if the tornado's gone by then, by Valley Hills, we've seen this storm before. The storm has produced 2 tornadoes now. One just to the southwest of Hoyt that moved through Hoyt, and north of Rossville in Kansas. Again, I'm so sorry for the yawning. So I'm going to leave the radar loop. Actually, I need to use my be right back screen. We'll be right back, guys. Again, I'm really sorry, but in between Hoyt and Valley Falls, Kansas, take shelter immediately.
They're coming down in your truck. Yeah.
I don't even know if y'all could hear me. I'm so sorry. If my mic was muted, I am so sorry that that happened. I'm so sorry. But still watching these storms. Here, as you can see, the lines, the line segments here. They could all produce tornadoes, and that's what we are, what we're watching for here today. We're just gonna look at some of this severe warm storm in Missouri. Got some nice hail on it. I don't think it's rotating it at all, though. Kind of, but not enough to cause a tornado warning. Again, we are here live with severe weather coverage today. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather that includes Kansas City and also portions of Missouri, such as Moberly, Marshall, Grand Valley, etc. We had a few confirmed tornadoes today. I'll show you those fairly quickly here, as I don't want to bore you guys. Again, follow us on Twitter, and you could see the tornado near Grove, Kansas, as you can see there, and then the potential wedge tornado that was near Rossville earlier today. So we had a few tornadoes on the ground today, and unfortunately, that they went through some towns and caused damage. Still watching these storms back here. Again, the most impressive one is the one right here south of Denson. Have maybe some rotation right here. Might be trying to re-rotate for the third time. As this storm system has produced 2 tornadoes so far, and has now might be trying to produce another one. To the south of Denson, it can move towards Valley Falls and Half Mound, and in Kansas City. And again, that's the only one that's concerning enough that we're watching. But again, no tornado warnings right now, which is a good thing. Just watching all these storms make their way from Kansas to Missouri. Just trying to see, maybe north of Richmond, maybe got something trying to happen near north of Richmond, west of Morton in Missouri. Have to keep our eyes on that. But again, south of Denson, just watching that as it might try to produce another tornado here. We'll watch the next couple scans and see if it does produce another tornado or not.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I might step out because I have to call somebody.
Okay.
So I don't know how long I'm gonna be, but I gotta call somebody. So I love you.
All right.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go in the other room.
Just now tuning in severe weather coverage here in Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City from Alma all the way towards Hoyt. We've had tornadoes on the ground causing damage, and we are now just waiting to see what happens next. And it might be trying again. Southwest of Valley Falls. This might be trying again. It's it's fighting. It's trying really hard to try and produce another tornado. Let's hope not. But Denson, Half Mountain, and Valley Falls, in that triangular area, I'm watching the storm very closely over the next little bit. But does not include Half Mountain, okay. But in Denson, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts associated with it. So you might want to take shelter anyway for the strong winds. Associated with this system. Again, that's our only tornado warning so far that we are watching. I mean, out of all these storms, the one near Newberry is looking the most impressive to me on reflectivity, but on velocity doesn't look that impressive, and just the velocity impressiveness goes right here to just pretty much to the west of Valley Falls in Kansas. So if they were to issue a tornado warning, I'll draw it out for you. Probably let me try that again. Probably be something like this potentially. So I have to keep our eyes peeled on that. See if they do issue a tornado warning or not. But we do have 8 severe thunderstorm warnings, all with severe wind, no potential tornado with it. And the one that does have the potential tornado includes Jackson, Jefferson, and Shawnee counties in Kansas City. Or not Kansas City, but Kansas. Kansas City over here is just, whoa. That was weird. It's 2 different Kansas Cities. But looks like it might, to the west of Valley Hills, it looks like the storm might be looking to form up and try to produce a third tornado out of the system. So we will watch it over the next little bit, see if they do issue a tornado warning. But other than that, there's not, like I said, not really anything else too impressive that I'm seeing out of these storms. I'm just looking at all these different storms. And we even have severe thunderstorm warnings for Illinois. And that one's got some pretty nasty hail in it. That's going to move towards Bell Ridge and Castlefin in Illinois. The story here today is the tornadic producing supercell that is moving just to the north of Topeka, Kansas, moving towards Valley Falls and Rock Creek. So just gonna be watching that as well. But really quickly, we don't have any tornado warnings for the moment. Just gonna here. Let's try and refresh this and see. They did issue a mesoscale discussion here about 45 minutes ago. Right here in that enhanced risk section, severe threat will continue for several more hours. Tornadoes are challenged, and wind damage will be possible with the more intense cells that form in this area. So, just going to be watching that as that moves. These storms move into the enhanced risk area where the meteorologists believe the best thermodynamics are to produce a tornado, and definitely watching some rapid rotation here, moving towards in between Half Mound and Valley Falls, and in Kansas. We're going to be watching this. So if I'm in Valley Falls, Half Mound, Nortonville, Effingham, Farmington, Cummings, Hawthorne, Larkenburg, I would just be watching this storm and seeing what it does over time. I mean, it could just die out and be nothing, but we've seen the storm produce 2 tornadoes already. So. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Ooh, man, that cough really made my eyes water there. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, everybody. But yeah, we're just watching this storm right here, seeing if they do issue tornado warning, or they just say that that there's nothing there. And so we'll have to be watching that storm system. But we're going to go back and look at radar for the moment. Or for the meantime, sorry. And just really quickly, again, while we have no tornado warnings, just going to show you the outlook for tomorrow. Again, we will be live tomorrow. You can see the enhanced risk section tomorrow includes Springfield, Springfield, Missouri. Oh my goodness. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Going into Paris, Texas, McAllister, Oklahoma, Russellville, Arkansas. Really the northwestern area, Arkansas, areas of Springfield and southern, and into extremely northeastern portions of Kansas. Just give me 1 second, guys. There you go. All right. So we'll be live for that tomorrow as well. Don't know what time yet, but we will be. I will post an update on my Twitter about it, and then of course I will be live streaming this Friday, as we have a marginal risk of severe weather. I will be going live for. The marginal risk includes Lufkin, Texas, all the way towards Rome, Georgia, in areas in this green zone that we'll be watching. And we'll go over all the data and things like that as well as we go through the day tomorrow, or today, and then we'll be in the range of the HRRR tomorrow to get the enhanced risk. So again, North Head, Topeka, Kansas has some supercells that are trying their best to rotate, but does not look like they are going to rotate enough potentially to produce another tornado. I just really don't like the look here to the west of Valley Hills, extremely southwest of Half Mound in Kansas City. mean, got some strong inflow, some strong outflow, just an area of big broad area rotation. That's why they're not issuing a tornado warning, because it's a broad area of rotation, not one, solid single or one big strong area of rotation, so to speak. And that's the only storm that, rotation wise or tornadic wise that we're watching. Maybe as these cells right here slowly move in this direction, maybe once they cross the Kansas City, Missouri line, they might do something. But I do not see. I mean, these are the storms that I'm most concerned with their tornado potential. Oh, excuse me. With the tornadic potential, sorry. So, this one near Richmond's just looks real interesting. You could see there that it's kind of having a hook, and this storm is feeding into it, and it's trying to rotate, but it's just disturbing it too much for it to be able to rotate enough. I mean, it's rotating, but it's just not the type of rotation you need that would produce a tornado, or that would need to produce a tornado. And this one near Valley Falls, south. If I'm in Mound, I'm taking shelter. And if I'm in Half Mound in in Kansas, I am taking shelter, and I'm doing it immediately because this is. I don't think it's on the ground at the moment. I don't think it is. Waiting, no tornado on the ground, but I mean, this does look pretty convincing. Of course, this is only one scan, but if it continues, might have another tornado warning, and it's going to move straight through Half Mound in Kansas, and eventually going to go towards Farmington and Monrovia, to the north of Nortonville and east of Effingham, and in Kansas City. Or not Kansas City, in Kansas. Sorry, I just need to cut to this really fast. I'll be right back in a minute. Just need to check something. Okay. Alright, we're good. I just had to take care of some things really fast, but we're good now. Again, if I'm in Half Mound or Nortonville, waiting for the names to load. There we go. Farmington, Monrovia, Effingham. I'm getting ready to potentially take shelter, as we're going to wait for the next radar scan, or the next scan, to see if the storm is rotating enough still. But we'll have to see if this area right here loops up and disturbs it. But this is a pretty strong signature right here of rotation. Again, before we end the stream tomorrow, I will let you guys know about the live stream storm chasing on Friday, which will be on Facebook. I'll show you guys my Facebook and everything, so you guys know what to do and when to join, and just have a good time. That's what we're here for. Is talk about weather and cover it for you guys. So, again, this strong area rotation is moving directly towards Half Mound. No tornado warning on it yet, but could be here. Could be here at any minute, depending on the next scan. Is what we're waiting on. 4 minutes ago was the latest scan. So here, in the next, hopefully within the next minute or two, we'll get an update from the velocity. But that's the area I'm most concerned with right now. And again, it's moving towards Half Mound in Kansas City, and it's trying again. Definitely, it's trying again. It's broad rotation, but it's trying. You see the intensity in the yellows peaking there. I mean, look, 70 miles an hour. I mean, it's really uh, outflow dominant. As you can see here, it's really stronger on the outflow than the inflow. But you can see it's still there. It's very broad, but it's still there, and it's going to move towards Half Mound in Kansas. I caught myself. I didn't say Kansas City this time. Again, I don't believe that there's any tornado associated with this, but there could be soon. Oh, I might have spoken too soon. I think we could potentially maybe have a tornado near Half Mound. Potentially here. I'm trying to look at it. We might have a tornado down, and there it is. Tornado warning radar indicated. That includes Half Mound and Valley Falls in Kansas. That's why I told you guys this would happen. We would get a tornado warning for it here soon, and there it is. And this is a monster of a rotational storm. Again, the rotation's right around here, so there's no tornado with it. And the latest scan proves that there's still no tornado with it. The velocity didn't update yet. It more than likely will update here soon. Just trying to look at it. I might try to get my weather alert settings. And that's not working. Radar display? No. I thought it was weather alerts. Doesn't matter. It's still there. It's not as strong, but it's very broad rotation. So it's not on the ground or anything, but it's trying its best to produce a third tornado. So if I'm in Effingham, Monrovia, Farmington, Hawthorne, Cummings, Parnell, I'm thinking about getting in shelter. I'm thinking about my tornado action plan just in case the tornado warning gets issued for your area, as this is trying again to produce another tornado, but it's not. Again, no debris signature with this, but we are watching it, and as it moves more north and east, eventually it's going to get into a radar hole, and we're not going to be really able to track this thing. But for the meantime, until it at least gets towards St. Joseph, or areas to the south, I think that's when, if it's still impressive by then, I think then we'll have to worry about the radar hole problem. But not right now. Right now we got a clear view of it right here, right near, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Oh. Right near Half Mound, Kansas. I'm moving north and east. It's going to go to the north of Nortonville. Again, it's going to head towards Farmington, Monrovia, Effingham, and Cummings and Hawthorne in Kansas City. Not Kansas City. I caught myself again. Kansas, not Kansas City, in Kansas. Just so you guys know, I'm not lying. Kansas City has nothing going on for the moment. We were just watching a potential tornado. The storm's going to try maybe to produce a third tornado here It looks very broad, so again, nothing to be worried about quite yet, but it looked stronger earlier back when it was southeast of Dension, right around here is when it looked really impressive. And now it's weakened a little bit, become a more broad area, and we'll have to watch and see what happens next with the storm. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it. Sorry for the little break I had to take there. It doesn't look that strong. It's still very broad, but downstream, I will be again in Effingham, Farmington, Cummings, Mono Rivera, uh, Highway 116, and Highway 159. Be getting ready to take shelter as this broad area of rotation is going to move like that.
Tornado warning from Northern Valley Falls, Kansas.
That's what I'm covering.
Yeah. It's a very strong tornado.
I actually covered it before they issued the tornado warning, and I was so we were
You were on top of that.
yeah, we were on top of it before the National Weather Service was. In case anybody's wondering what counties this is for, this is for Jefferson County in Kansas. Again, this expires 10:15 Central Time. And we're just watching to see it has huge outflow, very strong outflow, but very little inflow, and not as strong of inflow. And it's becoming more outflow dominant than inflow dominant, which means that it's more than likely not going to produce a tornado. Here, this one near St. Mary's, might have to look towards that as it's going to try and move to a northern path of what this one has. So we'll have to watch that. But a current tornado warning for Jefferson County in Kansas. That's probably going to be reissued, or they may not reissue it. But if you're north of Valley Falls, if you're not along, let me get the road name here so I can. Along Coal Creek Road, you're getting some pretty strong winds. And there it is. It's trying again right here. It's trying hard to produce another tornado. It's going to move. It's going to cross highway. And there it is. A new tornado warning's just been issued. This is still radar indicated. So this now includes, not include Northville, but if you live in, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Holy cow, let me see. It's this county right here. Atchison? I butchered that. If you live in Atchison County in Kansas, you need to be taking shelter as there's as this storm is trying to produce another tornado move to the north and east, and it's eventually going to go towards Farmington, Cummings, and Rovia, in Kansas, and eventually towards Parnell and Atchison. I'm trying really hard to not mispronounce that name, but just watching to see what this does. Again, this is still radar indicated, so no tornado on the ground. This one goes also till 10:15. So if you live in this tornado warning in Jefferson, Jefferson County in Kansas, and there it is. It's strengthening up. It's strengthening up. It's not on the ground yet. Sorry for wiping my eyes. But northeast of Half Mound, it is right there. That's going to be your tornado right there if it produces, which it looks like it will. So we might have a third tornado on the ground with this storm. As it's going to move towards Farmington, in between Farmington and Cummings and Kansas. No tornado on the ground. There could be soon, especially if the rotation continues to increase, which it has over the past, I would say, 3 scans. Again, this is our only tornado warning storm, and it could be about to produce a third tornado, as this is the main area we're watching right here, where the rotation is. Oh my goodness, my eyes. Ooh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Again, this is moving. It's in a bit of a rural area, or not a rural area, but an area where we don't have the town name. We just have road names. Right now, this is fixing to cross onto 214th Road, and then it's going to move towards. There's another update. And it's still broad. It's still trying to rotate. As you can see right here, it's still trying to rotate. It just can't find a particular area where it wants to just stick together. It's just very broad and very large. Not really anything that convincing that says, hey, there's a tornado on the ground yet. This is fixing to move towards the intersection of Dixon Road and 222nd Road in Kansas, and then eventually going to cross Highway 116 in Edwards Road in Kansas. So take shelter now if you live in this polygon. Again, if you live in this polygon, the tornado threat's over for you for this storm, but you still need to be taking shelters. I got some high gusty winds on the backside of this, on the outflow of this rotation. And you might be wondering, what do I mean by outflow? Really quickly, while this tornado is, or this supercell is trying to produce a tornado, this green right here is going towards the radar. And this right here, whoops, that was bad. And this right here is trying to go away from the radar. And there, when you get greens and you get reds, or when you get greens and you get reds and yellows even, which just shows more intense wind colors right around, like these areas here, you get the hot spot of rotation, and that issues a tornado warning, and we have to, and all the time, a tornado warning produces a tornado. Sometimes it's just a precautionary tornado warning. But this one showed some pretty good signs of it. But now it's just kind of staying broad. It's not really, not really producing anything. But up next in the tornado warning box, will probably be Effingham, Monrovia, Farmington, maybe even Cummings and Hawthorne as well in Kansas. So get ready to take shelter there. We've been calling out your town name for probably about the past 15 minutes here as we're just watching and seeing if this produces a third tornado, which would just be a unimaginable, just crazy supercell. And the most tight, the most compacted area of rotation is right here, but is right here to the south of Highway 16, fixing across the highway. But the whole area right here that we're watching is slow moving. It's so probably here about 10:15 or 10:10 or probably 10:15. We get a new tornado warning if they decide to continue it, which I think they will, more than likely. Quickly, just going to take a look at social media really quickly. Just going to refresh the page. And you can see that's the tornado warning. Radar indicated 140 people, so 140 lives are at risk and need to be taking shelter.
It's really nothing new right now. So.
Yeah, now what we're gonna hear now is all the damage from the tornadoes that went through Alma, Rossville, Hoyt, north of Grove in Kansas. Now we're gonna start hearing a bunch of damage reports. So any photos of damage or anything, just if you can, just send that to me.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at the damage here. So they've reissued this tornado warning for Half Mound. That only includes Half Mound. It's probably one of the weirdest warnings I think I've ever seen. Just, the line here and then just almost like a mouth, like you put some put some teeth in there, make it look like a mouth. Back to this though. We're just watching. It's very broad at the moment, so again, no tornado on the ground yet, but there could be soon if it decides to tighten up at any point in time. Just watching this broad area here make its way over Highway 16 and eventually head towards Farmington and Shannon in Kansas. What does this do again? I'm trying to figure out what this thing does. Oh, it's showing me the mile radius. So actually this will be a good tool to use. Let's use this right now. So the mile radius of the storm that we're watching is realistically over 2.5 miles wide is what we're watching, and I think it's just found its hotspot of where it wants to strengthen up at. Get off of that, and there we go. So we're going to really focus in on this area rotation right here for the moment, and it's fixing across Highway 16, and then eventually head towards the intersection of 238th or 238th Road and Graham Road in Kansas. As it looks like it may be trying to get its act together to produce another tornado. So we're going to keep our eyes on that here. within the next here in the next 4 minutes now, as at excuse me, just trying to look and see. I think they will extend this, and it will include Farmington, and farming will most likely include Effingham, Monrovia, and Farmington in Kansas. We've been calling your guys' names out for the past 30 minutes, or almost 30 minutes, more than likely. So get ready, especially if you're in Farmington or areas just to the south of Farmington, or south and south east of Farmington. I would be already in my safe spot. I wouldn't be waiting for the tornado warning. I would just get there and just stay there until further notice. So again, this is the area rotation we're watching, where it's trying to produce, potentially produce another tornado, and it's that same area. It's on the edge of the tornado warning polygon, and this is what we're watching right here. And so it just crossed over the highway and is now heading towards Graham Road and 238th Street, and then eventually it's going to head towards, just waiting for the road names to pop up, 246th Road and Highway 159 in Kansas. And then after that, it's going to move towards 254th Road, and then after that it will be 258th Road, and then of course Farmington. So the next town name that we're watching is Monrovia and Farmington in Kansas, as this storm is trying to rotate right in here, it's trying its best to produce another tornado, and it looks like it may go in between Monrovia and Farmington, or just to the northern side of town in Farmington. If I'm in Farmington, you need to get in your safe spot now. Do not wait for that tornado warning. They've been calling your town name for the past 30 minutes, or 20, 30 minutes. So you need to be taking shelter now, as this could produce a tornado by the time it gets to you. And then up next, the next town name in line would be Shannon, and then Good Intent. Looks like it's going to go to the northern side of Atchison in Kansas. And then it's going to go towards Doniphan and Highway 7, and then cross into Missouri. Eventually, that's the storm motion, or the motion that the storm's moving in. But for the moment, and so they just said that the tornado warning will expire in less than 60 seconds, and the tornado warning's been canceled. So the tornado warning has been canceled for this storm. But I would still be taking shelter in Farmington, because this rotation is still strong, and it's still rotating and could produce a tornado at any moment, and that's what we're watching for. But if I'm in the tornado warning in Half Mound, come out of your shelter. If you live in Farmington, be prepared within the next probably 15-20 minutes. This rotational supercell is going to be knocking on your doorstep. Just kind of looking around around the area, not seeing anything super crazy besides the tornado warning up here, and it's just been allowed to expire. But again, if I'm in Farmington or Shannon in Kansas City, I'm watching the storm very closely, as it's going to move more than likely in that general direction. I don't know why that decided to draw crazy there for a minute, but But yeah, again, that's the only storm that's showing any interest to me, as none of these other storms are really rotating. Not the one over here. We'll look at the warnings over here, severe thunderstorm warnings. I mean, maybe the one that we've been watching to the north of Grove, and it's just kind of gone away. And the one near Effingham and Farmington's gone away too. So Farmington and Shannon, I would keep my guard up, but it looks like this is just going to be some really strong wind. But northwest or northeast of Half Mound, maybe you got something here over 214th Road that we may have to watch. That's going to move kind of in the similar area. Maybe even closer to Monrovia than Farmington. So I have to watch this little area right here as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that. The severe thunderstorm warning over here, that's in Illinois, that's moving into Indiana, is not rotating at all. It's just going to be some wind, some rain. And I have to watch out for that. Trying to figure out the best way to look at these storms. On the back over here, back here. Not really seeing anything that's catching my eye. Maybe this one near Iona or Ionia. I have to watching that. But really, none of these storms are having the potential to produce tornadoes, except, I mean, the one here, but it's weakening significantly in that rotation, or this area of the storm right here is weakening as well. Whew, excuse me. Again, just really quickly, so everybody knows, we're going to just switch to the Denver radar for this. We do have a enhanced risk of severe weather today. That includes Kansas City. So we are watching that as we had some tornadoes on the eastern side over here near Manhattan and Topeka. Topeka, sorry, in Kansas. And that's all we had tornado warnings today has been in Kansas. As these storms move into Missouri, we'll see what they do. But day 2, tomorrow, we will be live again. Again, I will update you on what time at the end of the stream. For the enhanced risk in Springfield, Missouri, Fort Smith, Arkansas, Paris, Texas, and McAlester, Oklahoma, all the way almost near Jonesboro, Arkansas as well. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather. And you might be wondering, what is an enhanced risk? And it's right here highlighted in this blue. And it's scattered to numerous severe storms expected. Several severe storms could be significant. And of course, that's for tomorrow for your Thursday. And then as we go into Friday, do have a marginal risk. I will be live streaming Friday. I will let you guys know what time Friday. But I do have a marginal risk of severe weather. It's probably more just wind and hail threat driven. Probably not any tornado threat with it. But also the rain, the flooding risk. And that goes for all these storms as well. But alright, let's back out of here. Exit out of this. Go back into Kansas. So we're just watching these storms develop and move on. As this cluster right here is going to move in really in this general area here. And then really the main threat with, is that still going to be a Boeing line when we look at it on this radar? Yeah, so the main threat with this one that's moving into Carrollton, that's going to move into Waverly, Sugar Tree, Wakinda, DeWitt, Miami, in Missouri. Or is this Missouri? Yes, okay. Just had to double check myself. The main threat with this, as you can see, it's bowing out. We're actually going to really, really strong winds and maybe some hail with that too. So really quickly here, I wanted to try out this new feature that I wanted to do. I think it's this one. Let me see how fast these storms are moving. 30 miles an hour. 30 miles an hour. So we'll do like right here. 30 miles an hour. We'll calculate it. And you can see all the areas that are in front of this line. You can see all the times right here. Can I move this over? There we go. See all the times right here. We'll do all the times here, as you can see. We'll go to where it says, there we go. Keep that up for a few seconds here, just so everybody can see their town name or city in front of this line potentially. And then we'll talk about the line over here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll talk about this cluster, this line of storms right here. This is moving at 30 miles an hour. So new severe thunderstorm warning. Take this off. It's going to go to the north of Kansas City. The strong storms. That includes Kickapoo, Plate City, Leavenworth. And that's going for Kansas and Missouri as well. So this storm's moving at 30 miles an hour, so give you guys a bit of a heads up. 30 miles an hour, calculate. And we'll put the times right here. I hate that I can't full screen it more. But there's the times. There's the imminent times that really matter. I mean, all these places matter, but the times that will be imminently here. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Actually, you won't be able to see that if I do my be right back screen. So we'll just do all the way to the names we can see on the screen in 8 minutes. Wakena, Stanhope in 28 minutes, Fairville in 28 minutes, 38 minutes in Norton, Montague Hill in 42 minutes, Slater in 44 minutes, Orearville in 46 minutes, and Gilliam in 50 minutes. The severe thunderstorm is going to be moving towards you. So we'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and we'll continue this severe weather coverage here tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. While we're here, we're just going to look at some weather models while we wait for another potential tornado warning to come through. Look at the HRRR, the latest run. The 0Z, here we go. So as we go through 10 p.m., it might take a minute to load the slides through. So we go through 11 p.m. You can see these storms are going to move. These storms right here, Wichita, are going to form up later overnight tonight. And this line right here could have some storms. We're going to have storms all the way into Iowa, Missouri, going into Illinois as well. And then a line forming near Wichita, Kansas. As we get about to 5 a.m., and we have a strong line of storms all the way up here near Wisconsin, all the way down into Missouri. A strong line of storms that's going to pack some winds with it. And then as we go through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 a.m., these storms are going to move through Illinois and then move through Indiana. A very strong line of storms, a real damaging wind threat with this line. Maybe some embedded supercells within it. And then the storms are going to start firing off down here in the early morning hours. And then around noontime tomorrow, we could see some. Around noontime tomorrow, our storms will be getting into Michigan and then going into Ohio. But then the severe weather threat for tomorrow going to start kicking off near Oklahoma City, near Ada. We could see a line of storms that could be tornadic at first. And then we go 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and it only goes to 3 p.m., 18 hours out on the 0-2Z run. So around 2 p.m. tomorrow, we could see some real hail cores and some really heavy rain with these storms. But we'll look at the 0Z, which will give us a 48-hour outlook. We'll go 18 hours out just to look at this. Again, this is going to be a little farther behind because it's a couple model runs back, but it's the latest run where we can look 2 days out in advance. So, as we go to 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. tomorrow, this line of storms are moving through Missouri and getting into Arkansas as well. A strong line of storms with embedded supercells potentially in them. Sorry. And then as we go through 5 p.m., around 5 p.m., we could see some really strong storms start to move in near Jefferson City, southeast of Springfield, going into Fort Smith, Arkansas, down here near McAllister. We could see that as well. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we see to 7, 8, 9 p.m., we see a line of storms trying to form a line of storms. A lot of discrete supercellular storms, though, in this line that could be embedded supercells that we'll have to watch. And then as we go through the overnight hours into Tennessee, Arkansas, got a strong all the way into Kentucky as well, back through Ohio again. As our other storm system moves out to the northeast, we can see a really strong line of storms. But the severe threat of the tornadic threat will probably be, will still be there, but probably be a very low chance as we go through the overnight hours into midnight into our day on Friday, the 15th. So we go 1 a.m. and then when we go through the morning hours, so we get about I would say 5 a.m. The line of storms is moving through Tennessee, Alabama, northern Mississippi. And we have a lot of convection back here in Texas as well. North of Jackson and Greenwood and Greenville, Starkville, we have a lot of strong storms moving through. And then as we go through our morning commute, about 8 o'clock in the morning, we have just a real, just kind of a straight line of storms here from Waco, Texas, all the way near just to the areas north of Natchez in Mississippi. As we get into the marginal risk day, a strong line of storms moving through the radiant, going through Alabama. And then as we go through 10 a.m., we take this shot at 10 a.m. A lot of discrete supercells here in southern Mississippi going into Louisiana as well. But really, central southern Mississippi, we see some discrete supercells moving at about 10 a.m. And then around 12 p.m., we see this line right here forming around Tyler, Texas, is going to push all these storms to the east. As we go through 2 p.m., as we go around 1 p.m., oh, I don't know why that happened. As we go through about 1 p.m. on Friday, we have some discrete supercells here that could be tornadic. And then we go 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and you can see the line really starts to go down towards Baton Rouge, New Orleans. But I mean, even back here near Austin, Texas, I mean, look at the hail core on that near Lakeway, about 3 p.m. on Friday. And then as we go through the evening, Alabama, southern Alabama, Georgia, panhandle of Florida. So as this moves out throughout the day on Friday. So that is what the HRRR is showing. I can look. I wonder if I can look. If it'll let me do. Let me look at different. There we go. Let's look at our dew points. Again, we're only talking about tomorrow and things like that. Just trying to figure things out here. So we're back about 12 hours out. Again, if you're in a severe thunderstorm warning tonight, just be precautious. Make sure windows are closed and things like that. So we go through 7 a.m. tomorrow on the 14th of March. We have 60-degree dew points all the way reaching near St. Louis and 70-degree dew points down here in Houston, Texas, all the way near Lake Charles, Louisiana, all the way near Jacksonville, Texas as well. Some high 60, low 70-degree dew points. It might take a minute for this model run to run here. Just waiting for this bar. I don't know why I'm pointing like that. Y'all can see, but this line right here. Wait for this to fill all the way up over here, and then I can give you guys the run. So we'll stick at the 12-hour mark as we wait. Oh, go back. There we go. I mean, some really, really high dew points that we were watching. It's another ingredient for severe weather. I mean, I think that we could get bumped up to a slight risk on day 3, which will be, on Friday. But we will have to, again, just wait and see what will happen with that as, the model runs get more accurate and they get in the range of the HRRR. When we do the stream tomorrow, I do a stream around maybe tomorrow, late afternoon, early evening. Might start the stream tomorrow. And there we go. So we're getting into tomorrow. We're getting into tomorrow morning, and you can see that the dew points are just, really in the south here too, just surging into the even maybe in the lower 70s down here for Louisiana, Texas. Oh, excuse me. And then as we bring this into tomorrow late morning, early afternoon, we can see those 60, 70-degree dew points going all the way into portions of Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and then those dew points. I mean, just possible 70-degree dew points near Jonesboro, Arkansas, as a system is just pulling up moisture, and 60-degree dew points all the way up here near maybe even far north as possibly Detroit, Michigan. So just really just ripe, rich moisture in the atmosphere for these storms to fire off. And then you could see the dry line here as we go forward and backwards. So we go through tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. The dew points stay. The dew points start to die off to the north and to the south. They just get stronger. As you can see, the widespread 70-degree dew points, probably 70 to 72-degree dew points anywhere in these purple areas you see. So, and then as we go through Friday in the early morning hours, getting up Friday morning, the dew points, you could definitely see the line here, the warm front just pushing the storms down, but really in southern, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, southern Mississippi, and the areas of Texas is really get going. And then as we go through 9, 10, 11 a.m., just rich, just 70 to 72, 73-degree dew points. We can actually check. As you can see, 71, 72, maybe even portions of 73-degree dew points. Whoops, went too far down. So plenty of dew points for these storms to get going, and then as we go through tomorrow afternoon, the dew points kind of die off, but still strong dew points, mid 60-degree dew points across the south and southeast, and the 70-degree dew points get pushed further and further to the south and get pushed out as we go through our day on Friday through tomorrow, Friday evening. The last thing we're going to look at here is the significant tornado parameter. We'll go back 12 hours out, and we will wait for it to load. So significant tornado parameter is a scale of 1 to 10. Show your best area for tornadoes. For potential tornado size, you see we go through tomorrow, really early tomorrow morning. It really spikes right here for Oklahoma, for really just Oklahoma here. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, it kind of thins out, and then another real hot spot pops up tomorrow evening. For places such as Hot Springs and Little Rock, maybe even near Memphis. I mean, again, this is just a model run, but that right there, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's showing right here a 7 near bland. So even look at this, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s widespread. So we do have a lot of concern going into tomorrow as well. And then as we go through tomorrow night through the morning, it stays kind of rides that boundary into northern Mississippi, and then kind of dies out and stays kind of into Mississippi, and south central Mississippi, some of Louisiana, and then dies out, and then just kind of goes away as we go through tomorrow or Friday evening, afternoon, and evening there as well. So maybe tomorrow, according to this model, around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 6 to 10 p.m. tomorrow could be something we have to watch as we go through the day tomorrow. But back to our storms that we're watching in Kansas and Missouri. None of them are rotating at the moment. We'll check back up on them, but we might end the stream. I think we're gonna end the stream here. Tomorrow, If I let me just pull up the models again really fast. So close that. H triple R. Composite reflectivity, the 02Z. So we're just waiting for this to load. So it looks like tomorrow around probably around 1, probably around 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, between 1, 2, and 3 p.m. tomorrow, we will be live. So I would say between 2 and 4 p.m. I'll give a better update tomorrow morning. So tomorrow, late afternoon, early evening, is when you can expect me to be live for you guys once again here today. So thank you guys so much. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for everyone who's watched. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow for another live stream. And then of course Friday we will be storm chasing live in person. Probably start around 9, 10 a.m. Friday morning for live streaming. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys tomorrow afternoon.
Mobile games are going big. Free Fire Max is now available.